All right, we are back from our brief recess here, so we can give our undivided attention to Mr. Thompson.
Okay, I'm coming before you to discuss the road closures for the 2025 Crepe Myrtle Festival. The Andrew Chamber of Commerce is holding its 51st annual Crepe Myrtle celebration September 13th, 2025. And I am coming before you on their behalf to ask for road closures on South Broad Street East, South Broad Street West, West Church Street, West Lillington Street, East Lillington Street, all as shown on the map. This is the same map we use every year. So
That's always my question. Are there any changes from last year?
No, sir, no changes.
All right, any questions from the board on this one? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to go ahead and make a motion for the road closure for the 2025 Crepe Myrtle Festival.
All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. It's unanimous. I understand there may be an amendment to the agenda, so I'll give the board a moment if somebody would like to propose that amendment. If not, we'll move on to item number 4, which is update to Jack Marley Park rules regarding unsupervised juveniles. That one's you too.
Correct. And this is just as simple as it reads. We're just wanting to make some modifications to the rules. At the entrance of Jack Marley Park, this is coming in behalf of the Andrew Police Department and the employees for the park. In the past few weeks, we have experienced an increase in unsafe behavior. We've had some fires being set in a bathroom. It's just been several things where we've had a lot of property damage, and all of it's due to juveniles being unsupervised. So,
Do we know who those juveniles are?
yes, sir. Several of them we do.
Okay, no, I mean, arson is arson. It doesn't matter what the rule is. You can't set things on fire.
Yes, sir.
I think we should absolutely, with no restriction, enforce any laws that are broken there.
And we're just worried about constant fights breaking out. We're just worried somebody or more property is going to continue to get damaged. So it's a safety issue more than anything.
Don't we have anything like that right now with postings for
Not at the
juveniles?
park. It just talks about park closes at sunset. So
Can we make this that it will be the same for the new park that's coming up, so there's no question about whether you can go there or here?
that would,
I don't like this because where are they going to go? And is this our only option to help these unengaged young people, to prevent them to going to the only place that they can go in town? I'm concerned that we're sending them somewhere else to do this without engaging with them differently. I mean, I think this speaks greatly to the lack of after-school programming for young people in town. There is nothing for them to do. But I think that there are more creative, less restrictive, and punishing ways to prevent this kind of behavior. Certainly setting the trash can on fire in the bathroom is against the rule, but that rule being posted on the sign is not stopping that. It being against the law is not stopping that. And I know there are unintended consequences that come when you're trying to prevent that by, having to have staff to come unlock and lock bathrooms early and late, and those that use the park for innocent reasons are having to go elsewhere to use the bathroom if they want to walk early or things like that. So I don't agree with this at all.
and
I
I hear
don't-
you loud and clear. Now, I wish there were more, some more systems in place for juveniles. We need them.
Do you think that this would be a good way to use ABC money, is to have an officer out there that plays basketball with the kids after school? I mean, I don't know that preventing them from going to the park is going to stop it.
I do not have enough staff to have somebody out there right this second.
I don't think it's necessarily the town's responsibility to teach the juveniles how to act. I was a juvenile once in a town 20% the size of this, and you talk about having nothing to do. We couldn't even buy gas for a car to cruise in. So, but I never set anything on fire. So I understand that you don't do these things. It's not the town's responsibility to teach me not to do those things. It's the parents' responsibility. I don't see that the town holds a responsibility to provide something for a group of people that may not be supervised by their parents.
I think as a community, we all have a responsibility to our young people. Some kids don't have a positive role model, and maybe going to the park is them getting away from that negativity. I'm just concerned.
I totally agree with Chevelle. In this day and time, when I used to teach and everything, we had a lot of families that were one single family, one parent in the household. And when mom or dad are out working and everything, they don't want to just stay at home. They want to get out. They want to walk. And I know a lot of kids are under 16 that utilize that park for practicing track for high school, just for exercise. So I don't know what the answer would be to this, but I couldn't in good conscience pass this myself.
I respect that.
And I know that I know the goal
We're just looking options.
is to prevent the park from being damaged, because we all love the park and we don't want to see the park, continuously beat up. Like, how many bathroom stall doors have had to be replaced,
Because this isn't the first time they've been set on fire.
Yeah.
It seems like it happens every other year.
For what it's worth, too, I can truly understand how a rule like this would give you more authority to enforce some of this. But I'm just not sure. For me, I'm not sure this is the right way. I understand why we would do it. I don't know if it's the best way. Just my personal
If we
opinion.
had this rule in place and a juvenile comes, they're 14, 15 years old, they come to the park and they don't start fights and they don't start fires and they don't do things that they should not do, this would not affect them.
no, this would hurt them
It
Wow.
would
directly.
hurt them
Yeah.
It would not hurt.
Because
because
the
they're
people
not
that
allowed
are
in there without a supervision.
Under the age
Yeah.
of 16 to be accompanied by an adult while on park property. So if they're under 16 and not accompanied by an adult, they'd be told to leave.
that's right.
Mhm.
Would that
Correct.
be, okay, I'm just trying to, come up with suggestions.
Mhm.
What about if we change the age?
Maybe 14.
Nah. Mm-mm.
Well, you're
What about 12?
12 to 16.
Let me ask you,
aren't the
what
ones
who are
the
age
problem.
group are the ones that are causing the most problems?
That would be the 14, 15s.
As
Are there any of them adults?
age of
Are there
rebellion.
any
Yeah,
adults
exactly.
inciting or causing this stuff?
Most of them are juveniles.
Some towns have established, a police activities league. I know staffing is an issue. I would like to explore what engaging with these kids means versus, for you all, especially as police officers, you can be very impactful both positively and negatively on these kids. And so it could be as simple as, I don't know.
It's never unusual to see my team out there playing
I know that.
basketball
I've
with 'em.
played baseball with
Mhm.
one of them myself,
Yeah.
so it is not unusual. If that became a dedicated thing, I know we're trying to find the right answer. I don't know if there's one right answer. at this junction.
Is there laws on the books that if a 15-year-old comes over there and you know that they're the ones that have done this, that they are required, I mean, it goes through the system? I mean, 14, 15-year-olds starting a fire is a problem and it needs to be addressed.
With these 14 and 15-year-olds, we're just having to do juvenile petitions, and it has to go through the system.
So there is a
If,
pathway, but not,
If the average, there again, this is probably not the most political way to describe. If the average 14, 15-year-old over there playing soccer, I have no right to walk up to him and ask him his age or what he's doing at the
Right.
park.
Sure.
There again, if this same 14, 15-year-old is at the park and he decides to do something, start a fight or something like that, it gives us some leverage. And that's where we were coming from. It just gives us some leverage to call a parent and a little bit more to go with.
It would also then require you to go ask everyone's age, I guess, or at least you would have that ability. 'Cause it'd be-
Correct.
But if you catch someone, even if it is a small child setting a fire in the bathroom, you
We're
have
calling
some
we're calling
authority.
the parents. Yep, absolutely, absolutely.
But it's not always as egregious as arson. It's you know, I could see unsafe behavior ranges.
Now, anybody that you do catch in the park that are fighting, do you give them a warning or tell them that they're no longer allowed back there for X
It depends on the situation. That's officer's discretion, depending on the temperament of the crowd. If it's obvious that they're going to walk away and start a fight 100 yards from the park, we're going to go ahead and call some parents and get some parents involved.
All right, as far as this rule goes, any more discussion? If not, I'm sorry.
I'm looking at 12 and under. That's the only way, 12 and under.
The
can
reason to
agree
make
with
that
that.
change, though, would not be this issue. The reason to make that change would be unsupervised children, probably.
Right.
Because 12-year-olds are not the one, causing the problem.
Right.
But if we want to make that change for that reason, I think that would make sense. But that's up to the board.
So if the 12-year-olds are not causing the issue, then why tell them to leave?
Exactly.
That is true.
I mean,
Yeah.
No, you're right.
I'm thinking,
I don't know that age is the right angle.
I don't know that I want to be in the position to have to tell anybody to leave the park. You know what I'm saying? I understand that it's necessary when there's an issue,
Mm-hmm.
and that issue arises is when all the other things kind of tumble together.
What if we go ahead and table it and look into it a little further and figure out what we need to do?
do we have other communities nearby that have the similar rules?
I know Dunn has some form of curfew.
They have a police athletic league. They have,
They have-
an organization that's there to help the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they have 50 officers. So
Yeah.
they've got
Right.
a bigger
So
department.
when you say at dusk, for winter time, that's what, about 6?
6 or 7, yeah.
And then for summer, it's
8:30, 9.
almost 8, 9
yeah.
o'clock at night.
Mhm.
But we've had that forever.
It's been like that forever.
It's been like that forever.
I think a lot of parks are like that
Uh-huh.
too.
And that's just so you can see whenever you're
Right.
out there,
Yeah.
you can see what's going on.
Jim,
This is
I
a
would
no-win
support
situation, to be
that. You wanted
honest.
to make a motion.
And this was brought to my attention to present.
Yeah.
It's okay to
nobody faults you. I truly could see, how this would help you in those specific cases. And what we're trying to consider is what it could mean for all the other cases. So,
And I think this could be a good way to engage the Parks and Rec Advisory Board as well to see if they have some creative ideas, or they may, you have a lot of coaches that participate with that. They may be, have some insight. We have, they're useful,
That's right.
tabling this for now might be the right. we need a motion.
I'd like to make the motion that we table this to investigate this a little further to figure out the right option for this problem we have.
Okay. So I think we have to say we'll table this indefinitely and we can resolve. Okay. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Unanimous.
And I would get with,
There's actually really nothing to table because there's not a motion on the floor. So it's
Okay.
just
All right.
bring it back up whenever you like.
All right.
Okay.
I will get with, some of the team and park employees, and we'll
Yeah.
discuss it in-house as well.
I want to help
So,
you.
yep.
We'll
We'll
sort
come
this
up
out.
with something. So,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you. Number 5, DM2 engineering contract. Derek is going to present that to us. Good evening.
Board. To piggyback off of this last situation, I'm kind of an expert in that.
Okay.
I don't think there is a right answer. I think that's a nationwide problem,
Mhm.
not just an Andrew problem.
Mhm.
I think we all recognize that, and I wish we had a crystal ball to know what the right answer was on something like that, because I don't think any of us do.
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, we'd all like to help them, but we don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So, let's see, which one was up? Okay, we're talking about DM2 engineering contract. We're asking him to do a little bit more this upcoming year, and Bill has in return asked us to pay him a little bit more since we're going to lean on him a little bit harder. And the contract will go over $40,000. So since it's going over $40,000, I wanted to present it to you for approval.
Are we allowed to accept this without any kind of bidding process or anything?
How much is the?
It's $3,900 a month from $3,000 a month.
We already have the contract with them. We're just raising
Yes.
the price.
And I don't remember the last time the price was raised by him.
I think that's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay.
I don't want to trip
Yeah.
over
Right,
anything.
exactly.
All right. Any questions for Derek on this one? If there's no discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll go ahead and make the motion that we approve the proposed agreement for DM2 engineering with the town of Anger for 2025-26 fiscal year.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you, Derek. Number 6 is
To the
yours
next
too.
one. Yep. This is I'm here tonight to get you guys to consider and adopt the capital project ordinance for the Campbell Street sidewalk project. In our budget retreat, you guys were pretty emphatic about making sure we had a sidewalk going to the new park, and that's what I'm here tonight to do, to get you guys to consider and approve adopting the capital project ordinance for the Campbell Street sidewalk project.
This is not our first capital ordinance lately here. This is just a vessel for us to carry money for a big project across fiscal years, right? All right, any questions? Then I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the capital project ordinance A12, 2025 for the Campbell Street Sidewalk Project in the amount of $1.5 million.
All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. That's unanimous. Number 7, very similar, Derek.
And here tonight to get you guys to consider and adopt a capital project ordinance for the new park project. As we talked about it again in the budget retreat and again last week in the individual meetings, these are multi-year projects, so we've been advised by our CPA that this is the best way to proceed with this. So I'm asking you guys to consider and adopt a capital project ordinance for the new park.
All right, any questions on this one? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll go ahead and make the motion that we approve the capital project ordinance 8013 2025 for a new park project of $5 million.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That's unanimous. Number 8 that we added, Derek, is yours too, the budget, and then we'll schedule a public hearing.
Yep, I am presenting the proposed revenue neutral balance 2025-2026 fiscal year Town of Andrew operating budget to you tonight. I am requesting to advertise for a public hearing. A hard copy will be presented in the clerk's office for public viewing, and we will also get it posted on the website for you. With that being said, before you guys set a public hearing date, would like to thank all the department heads and the elected officials for your assistance in helping this. I really appreciate it. The whole staff appreciates it.
Mm-hmm.
We
Well,
had an
appreciate the
excellent
work.
budget retreat.
Yeah. It was a good budget process, I think. I think
Yes.
everyone
Yes.
got something out of it, so
Absolutely.
thank you for that. Let's,
Yes.
we'll have Liz get this posted in all the ways we need to. As far as public hearing goes, there's a lot of restraints on the time window. I believe that we have enough time to have the public hearing on our meeting on the 3rd, and then to stay within our time window, because I believe we have got to have a special call meeting on the 24th
We
of
do.
June anyway.
Yes. We, yes, we,
which
we
we might
need
as
a
well
special
discuss.
called meeting on the 24th for USDA, for you guys to, adopt the conditions of the USDA loan.
Okay,
USDA has told us that we need to get that done the last week of June. They
Okay.
recommended that because they are afraid that the interest rates may go up July 1st,
Mm-hmm.
and they need that much time to get it the underwriting done and approval done. And we're hoping, fingers crossed, knocking on wood, that they will have something for us for the June 24th meeting, but we want to go ahead and schedule it.
okay.
Will we still have a workshop on the 17th of that month as well, the week before?
There is no workshop
Okay,
scheduled
okay.
on the
So we'd be first and
Calendar.
last Tuesday of the month.
Yes, am I correct on that, Liz? I mean,
Okay.
yes, I think
Okay.
that is correct.
Yeah.
There will not be a meeting on the 17th, but there will be a meeting on the 24th.
24th.
Okay. So let's go ahead and set a special call meeting for the 24th to discuss the USDA
Yep,
item, as well as hopefully
adopted.
adopt the
Adopted
budget.
That's it.
Okay, we need a motion for that special call meeting or the public hearing. Dan,
Sorry, say that
do
again?
you need motions from us for the public hearing and the special call
Yes.
meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
We need to have the board set.
All right, lay a motion on me, somebody.
I make a motion, we set a special called meeting for the 24th of June at 6:30 here in the boardroom to discuss the adoption of the budget as well as the USDA.
Okay? All those in
Second.
favor, raise your right hand.
Sounded good to me.
That's unanimous. Dan, do we need a motion for the public hearing on the 3rd, or can we just put that on the agenda?
I think you want a motion to
Let's-
set it.
All right, let's motion the public hearing.
Motion that we have set aside June 3rd, the evening of June 3rd, for a public hearing on the budget.
All right? All those in favor, raise your right hand. That's good, too.
Thank you, guys.
I think we're good on that. Thank you, Derek. I'm going to recall item 1, the town attorney brought to my attention that we may need to refine the ABC board resolution to specify where we would want that money to go. Dan, I'm looking at what they gave us in our agenda for tonight,
Mm-hmm.
and it says 10% of net profit to recreation programs within the city limits of Angier, 10% of net profit to be used by the ABC board at their discretion for educational programs, and the remainder to be allocated to general fund of the town. Is the wording that's in there not sufficient to replace the wording of where it was going before? Or do you think we need to?
I think we just need to tell the General Assembly exactly what we want it to say. So,
Well, I have this proposed here. Is
yeah,
there
if
a
we're
change?
fine with that, then I think, what did they propose exactly?
So
It was-
instead of the 10% for the library, they have rededicated that for 10% to recreation programs.
I think that if that's the board's will, that's fine.
Okay. And are you guys okay with that?
Would that be going to the recreation department
I think it would
for
just go
their
to Parks and
use?
Rec.
Yeah, I would just.
for
mhm.
Parks and Rec? Is
Yeah.
that better than an emergency fund
Yes.
that we could use anywhere should something arise that we don't foresee?
I think that considering,
board.
especially the highlight of
Yeah.
tonight,
Mm.
we need to have something that's
In place for the park.
Mhm.
or-
library was to touch the children. I think recreation
Touch.
to reach
fair.
reach the children.
Yeah.
We rephrase
And
that.
I think too, we have a budget for emergency operations, and I don't know that we could have a large enough budget for Parks and Rec. So I think it makes sense to funnel extra money into a growing department that wouldn't struggle to find a use for it, So Dan, if you're, I think we're good on that with the way it has been presented to us and approved already.
All right. I will draft a formal resolution to be signed, that reads to that effect.
Okay.
While I'm talking here, let me circle back real quick to the engineering bid.
Mhm.
I don't think it needs to be bid. I'll stand by that. It is subject to the Minnie Brooks Act, but it's below, I believe, the threshold. What did we say it was?
3,900 is the proposed
Okay.
per month.
Instead of 3,000,
So
which it
it's
currently is.
under the 50,000 threshold. So I think we could, vote to exempt this project or this contract from the Minnie Brooks Act, which I think we could do through resolution. I don't know that the board needs to formally adopt it, but I think it would be good if we vote to exempt that contract from the Minnie Brooks Act, which we have the authority to do for anything on any contract, engineering contract under 50,000.
Need a motion for that?
Yes.
Motion to approve the contract with GM2 Engineering PLLC from the Minnie Brooks Act.
To exempt it from the Minnie Brooks.
Is that your motion?
Yeah.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That's unanimous. Anything else we need to clean up, Dan? I'm all for it.
I don't think so.
All right. All right, with that, that is the end of our open session. I will entertain a motion to go into closed session.
I'll go ahead and make the motion that we go into closed session.
All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. That's unanimous. We're adjourned for now. We'll reconvene in a few moments after the